Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. This article is fresh off the press and it has been written by a lady called Jane Moore, who usually sits on the panel of Loose Women, but she is also a news reporter and she used to photograph Lady Diana, Princess Diana herself when she was alive. So she has shared her views and thoughts and opinions on Meghan and Harry's new Netflix deal, which is all the rage right now, and everyone is talking about what it will involve, and we are all speculating what exactly they are going to trade in order to keep this lucrative deal going. So word on the street is that they've signed $100 million deal or more. It could be 112. There's all types of speculations out there, but they are refusing to release or disclose exactly how much their contract is for. And Jane Moore is a commentator who I like very, very much because she's very frank, she's very honest, and she's very much down the line like Piers Morgan. He's very frank and honest and down the line, and she shares that similar delivery, which we appreciate as the British public. We like people who are transparent and honest, unlike Meghan and Harry. So she has basically said that Meghan and Harry are naive to think that their Netflix deal will not involve them having to trade in on their royal connection, because let's face it, that's their only major string to their bow. We know that Meghan was knocking around in Hollywood for an extremely long time, since her early 20s all the way up until her mid-30s, trying to get a crack at the whip, trying to get somewhere, and it wasn't really working out for her. So she resorted to bagging herself a prince, and there's no shade in that, but if you marry a prince, you have to act like a duchess and act like a princess, which she refused to do. She didn't want to abide by the customs and traditions, and Harry decided to chuck in his culture, chuck the towel in, and run all the way to Hollywood, and some call it Hollyweird. They think that they are going to be able to hand Netflix a bunch of fluff and give them shows that they don't really care about. Now, the words that they've used are hope. They are going to create content that gives people hope while it gives them actual revenue. I think it's kind of like a bit of an insult to the general public, considering Meghan and Harry really have no interest in the general common man or really helping anyone but themselves. As soon as they signed the Netflix deal and allegedly got their first cash payout, which is in dispute, we don't really know whether they've had any direct money from Netflix or not, they turned around and they attempted to clear their debts, allegedly. Now, this is not confirmed and it's leaking from the likes of people like Omid Scooby, so who really knows what is fact and fiction? Did they really pay off the debts? Are we still paying for their security, which runs to the sweet tune of £20 million a year, is estimated to be believed? Who is paying for Meghan and Harry's lifestyle? We know that they haven't delivered an iota of Netflix content or a documentary to date. Harry had his little Paralympic stint, but they haven't done anything to contribute to this contract. So how are they getting access to all this money when they have no experience in directing any type of TV show or any type of documentary? What are they going to do? They need to hire a lot of professional people who have experience doing that. And Jane Moore actually said this on Loose Women. She said that she doesn't think that they deserve this Netflix deal because they have no experience in directing or photography even. So they're going to need a lot of professional help, and it's all about their name, their royal names, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, as opposed to them themselves. So I'm going to get into the article. Jane Moore, Harry and Meghan are naive to think Netflix will want TV to give hope and not royal news. Any magazine that put Princess Diana on its cover was always guaranteed stratospheric sales. She was box office, both here and in the US, and the transatlantic fascination with the British royal family continues to this day, which is why Netflix, a ruthlessly commercial operation, has chosen to hand an eye-watering £112 million deal to the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, who have zero experience of making TV shows and haven't even named their production company yet. And this is the joke of it. They don't even have a name for this production company that they are allegedly putting together, but I imagine that they are probably going to be shelling out a hell of a lot of money on very experienced personnel to put this stuff together for them while Meghan and Harry do their 5 a.m. morning yoga stretches with their cups of green tea in hand. Because let's face it, that's exactly what they are doing. So it carries on to say, because let's face it, if they were plain old Harry Windsor and Meghan Markle of Acacia Avenue, they wouldn't get past reception at the powerful streaming service, let alone to the carpeted corridors where the big deals are done. But the new Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and his beautiful former Suits actress wife are marketable solely because of their close connection to not only Diana, but the most elusive of world-famous stars, the Queen. So despite the couple's assertion that our focus will be on creating content that informs us of what exactly? Everything regarding Meghan and Harry is shrouded in controversy and contradiction and disrespect and the banishment of people who were important members of their lives, important members of families, and it's just like a TV show, a running soap, a running comedy almost, as opposed to a source of real valuable newsworthy information. Meghan and Harry haven't really changed anyone's lives but their own. They haven't ever really brought attention to any worthwhile causes when they was meant to be doing that job, which is pretty much a simple job to do. They was more interested in moaning about their lives in the middle of Africa, complaining about how hard it is to be rich and famous and royal and rich. That's all they seem to really do. So how are they going to step out of the royal role and do something that is so basic without the support of royal aides, etc., etc., etc.? I just don't see it really happening. I don't see how they're going to help anyone. They've never helped anyone thus far. You see, when Diana was about, she actually helped people. She actually highlighted causes that people were ignoring. Meghan and Harry have done nothing but really bring shame to the British royal family and bring shame to Britain itself, calling us out as racist and bigoted, just all of it. It's just been one big media circus that has been completely unnecessary. So I'm going to carry on here with what Jane Moore said. You just know that certain Netflix executives are hoping that a fly-on-the-wall documentary at Buckingham Palace could be in the offering. Ha, dream on. Still, at least the American company's financial largesse has enabled the repayment to the British taxpayer of the $2.4 million lavished on refurbishing Frogmore Cottage, the couple's UK house that they barely spent 4 minutes in. Meaning that, together with purchasing a house in the US and securing such a blatantly commercial deal, any pretense that they are still part of the royal family as an institution must surely now be over. That's fine, but along with that pretense, then the royal title should disappear too. Then plain old Harry and Meghan can take their chances in life, with the rest of us being judged on effort and merit rather than status, in which case they will have to cross their fingers and pray that the hope-giving, action-unlocking films they plan to make get the stonking ratings that a deal of that size will expect, if not demand, which, considering that most of the top-rated shows on Netflix are about serial killers, suggests it might be a royally naive ambition, but good luck to them. One suspects they're going to need it. And I think she chose the right words in finishing that article. It was a nice, short, sweet one. and she definitely has a point. They're going to need all the luck in the world, all the luck that they can possibly get their hands on, because I for one will not be watching it, and I know that a lot of people actually cancelled their Netflix subscriptions to bypass this. They do not want to give Netflix any more support. But I think that you guys are going to find that it's going to be quite hard to avoid anything that Meghan and Harry are doing commercially. If you're a member of Amazon Prime, I'm sure that they're going to sign up for some kind of documentary with Amazon Prime there. And there possibly will be another battering with Disney Plus. The last Disney Plus collaboration between Meghan and the Disney executives did not go down very well. From what I read online, the reviews were absolutely appalling, and their Instagram page, Disney's Instagram page, was swamped with criticism from Meghan, and a lot of people shared that they would not be watching it. I didn't watch it, so I don't know. I just can't support someone who quite simply has used the royal family to cash in. And I think a lot of the other royals are shuddering in disbelief at the audacity of the pair. But we will see anyway. This is the end of the video, so I'll be back with another one. Bye guys.